Hi everyone, in this short video I'm going to show you how to access the virtual computers at Point Loma so that you can do a lot of the work that entails Excel for our particular class. And there's several reasons you might want to do this. So we're going to be using Excel to analyze a lot of data. You need to do that often in science. But different versions of Excel can be quite different. For example, Excel on a Mac can be very different and sometimes doesn't have some of the same capabilities that Excel on a PC might. And certainly a lot of people are using Google Sheets now and things like that, but the capabilities are a little bit different, and certainly where you find things can be quite different. You are welcome to use whatever version of Excel that you want, but you do need to make sure that it has the capabilities that we're asking for. For example, to create error bars based on your calculated standard deviations, and to create a standard curve, all those things that we're working on. So in order to do that, if you are using your own version of Excel and you find that it's not exactly the same, or you're having a hard time really working on it because it's not what we've kind of shown, or it may not even have the same capabilities, this is where you would want to go. Because if you access the virtual computer at Point Loma, you have the exact same version of Excel that we are teaching you on. And this actually might be very important for other courses too, because this is where you can find some different programs that you might need for other classes. So this way you get to the Excel that I'm going to show you here can work for other things too. All right, so what do we do? So you're going to open up the internet. Chrome works best, but there are a few others that will work, but I'm definitely going to use Chrome. And I'm going to type in view.pointloma.edu. So that's the key thing to remember, view.pointloma.edu, and that'll take you to a browser that looks like this. We want the VMware Horizon HTML access. So this is basically allowing you to utilize the virtual computers over the internet. So when you click on this, it's going to take you to a login. I've already logged in, so it bypassed that here, but all you're going to do is use your Point Loma login. So use your Point Loma login name and then your password, and then eventually that'll get you to here. So this is where you can then click on Computer Lab for student. And what you're going to see in a second is basically you are now at a desktop, and I'll go ahead and get this. You're at a desktop that is the virtual desktop on Point Loma's computers. And you can tell that because down here I have these icons, so that is my virtual desktop icons, and this here is my actual icons on my own computer that I'm working on right now. But if I use the virtual icons, you can see right here that there is Excel. And I can even kind of go on here and see what other programs that this virtual computer has. There are certain ones that you might need for other courses. ArcGIS, EvoDots, there's some various things that people have put on to make available for students. But what I'm interested in, or we're interested in here, is Excel. So you just click on Excel, and basically once you have that open, you can then start to create your Excel data points. You can work with whatever you're trying to do. And then remember that when you save this, you need to basically, what I usually do is save it first on the desktop. So if I save it on the desktop, remember this is a virtual desktop though. So if I save this on the desktop and then that's where I leave it, it's not necessarily going to be there later on. But what I can do is I can then close out my Excel. You see that this Durrell test is there. I'm going to go to Chrome on my virtual desktop again. And here's where you can log in to your Google account. All right, so whatever Google account you have. So I can create an email. I can go to my Gmail account. So just sign in. Give it a couple minutes, sorry. But what you're going to do is sign in, and then use your sign in. And remember, this has to be on the virtual desktop, because if you're just signed into Google on yours, you don't have access to the file you just saved on the virtual desktop. and just go through the two-factor authentication that Point Loma has. Extra safe, I guess. All right. So basically at this point on the virtual desktop, I am into my Google account. And if you wanted to, you could actually access this originally and you could save it directly there. But I'm going to make sure I go into my Google Drive, and then I can basically just take this and upload my Durrell test file. And now I have it on my Google Drive, so I can then use that to work with anywhere you want to, or upload as your file. So again, here's what we did. Basically, you logged into view.pointloma.edu, you signed in, you found your virtual desktop, use your Excel to do whatever you need to, including following through, creating graphs and all those things that we are going to teach you. Then make sure you save it. But the key there is make sure you save it on the actual virtual desktop, and then save it to your Google Drive before you leave, because it won't stay on that virtual desktop. That's just virtual. All right, so make sure you save whatever you've been working on your Google Drive. I would even check and make sure it's there before you leave, and then once it's on your Google Drive, I am no longer on my virtual desktop at all here, but I can just go and find my Google Drive. So if I do this here, I can now go to the Google Drive, and this is, I've closed down the virtual, so this is back on my own computer, and what I should be able to see is my Durrell test.xls. And again, I didn't do much there, but you now have that saved, and you can work with this as an Excel file or submit it for your homework, whatever you need to do. All right, so that's how you access the virtual desktop at Point Loma so that you can use Excel the exact way that we are teaching you. All right, hopefully that's helpful.